And now I want to outline what the critic is up against in a Singapore where hubris rather than humility prevails. First, if you are a critic who is pragmatic, manipulable, perhaps naive, you might be co-opted, flattered, and promoted, making you easier to neuter. If you are a critic who touches on matters that are peripherally important to the establishment, or you engage in details on the surface rather than structural problems, you might simply be tolerated, ignored, or perhaps even displayed in ways that contribute to a progressive, open, and inclusive branding of Global City Singapore. If, however, you go deeper in your critique and are resistant to simple threats and rewards, life might become a little more difficult for you as you become more aware of the rising cost of criticism. Now, if you remain recalcitrant, you might find yourself in trouble with the law and have to leave. This way, critics like this can be simply eliminated, right, or held up usefully as an image of external threat, the bogeyman. Those who continue to be resistant towards these strategies may end up turning to the disgruntled masses to build support, where they can present themselves as martyrs or activate the skills of demagoguery in a gradual slide down to authoritarian forms of populism. Now, of course, to understand critics and their prospects for helping engender a usefully tragic mind among the leaders, it is much more complicated. Who are the critics really loyal to? And what and how do they criticize? Do they go deep? Do they go shallow? Do they want to work towards consensus? Do they want always to be the voice that challenges any consensus? All of these types have their value and their place. But I want to take this back to the central idea in this lecture, which is tragedy and the value of catastrophic thinking, where people imagine the worst possible outcomes for a situation or event, focusing on catastrophically negative consequences. The priestess Cassandra is described in the Iliad as blessed with the gift of prophecy, but she is cursed never to be listened to. Ancient philosophers, PAP politicians, and even I have indulged in catastrophizing. Some of us are never properly listened to. I'm trying to figure out why we do it. I have some idea, they're on the screen, but I do need to think some more and more deeply about it. As a matter of fact, I think Lee Kuan Yew, the complex man that he was, also had a knack for catastrophizing, catastrophic thinking. In some respects, he did have a tragic mind. He refused to be monumentalized or memorialized, warning himself and others to remember Ozymandias, the ancient king whose sad ruins were all that were left of his great deeds. Maybe we are the ones